Hey all, Boardgamerants here, where you'll find everything solo tabletop gaming and more. We're going to take a look at the Isle of Cats. From a solo perspective, please keep that in mind. We're going to dive down at the table, take a look, and when we come back up here, I'll let you know what I'm thinking. And welcome to the Isle of Cats. I'll let you have a quick look-see here. Gorgeous looking little game here. This is a polyomino game, so if you ever played Feast for Odin or Patchwork, some Uwe Rosenberg's there, this will feel very familiar here in a second. But very generally, the premise is we have this beautiful island of cats. It's about to be destroyed. Big bad army's coming in 5 days' time. It's going to come destroy everything here. We're some locals across the way. We are going to take our boats and we're going to go and we're going to try to save as many cats as we possibly can. And then we're going to take and we're going to load those cats on our boat in a certain way to hopefully scores the most points. Hopefully, more points than our AI opponent, cleverly called our sister. Nobody likes losing to their sister. Am I right? So, I'll explain these in a second, but all these cards here represent our AI opponent, our sister, and how she's going to score points. And so I've got it all set up here. We get a boat. It's empty. Nothing on this boat. Oh, there's a kitty cat on this boat. Got a vagabond. Put that cat right back in its bag. And then out here you've got some wild cats you can potentially get. We got some common treasures. And then we have this island. And so at the beginning of each round, and there's going to be 5 rounds, 5 days, we'll draw from this bag. And it depends on how many people you're playing with. And when you're playing solo, you're going to draw 4 cats on each side of the island. So I got 4 there, and it's going to matter too. You got to have them in a certain order because your sister is going. Oh, look at that! And if you get treasure, you get to set that over there. And your cats are essentially, you just have to kind of keep in mind numbered 1 through 8, and that's going to matter because your sister's going to draw cards and swipe cats right off the island, so that we can't get them. And so you got to kind of keep those in an order. The cats on this side of the island are a little more cheap to lure to our boat. They only cost 3 fish per cat, versus on the right side of the island, maybe there's a little further from where we dock our boat or something, costs 5 fish to lure these cats. Also, you have to have a basket per fish to get it to your boat. Well, every boat comes with a handy-dandy 1 permanent basket, so we've always got 1 per round to work with, but we're going to need more. Trust me, we're going to need more. So the way this works, the way you're going to actually take, and you can already see it, right? You can see these puzzly looking little pieces, and they're going to go on our boat, and this is the delicious part. You set them on your boat, you're covering up stuff to get you points. You're going to cluster cats together, certain colors of cat. There's 5 colors of cats. Cluster them together, you're going to score lots of points. Cover up rats, because those rats score you negative points. Fill in entire rooms represented by these little symbols. So these little moon symbols right here represent a bedroom. Same with up here. I want to fill all those in because for every room, and there's 7 different rooms on your boat that you don't fill in, you're going to score minus 5 points. So you want to fill in rooms if you can. You're really not going to be able to fill in the whole boat. And it's not going to matter because there's going to be other ways that you score, and I'll show you those here in a second. But essentially, after you put out your cats to start your 1 of 5 rounds, then you're going to go fishing. Fishing, super easy. You grab 20 fish. Ta-da! Yeah, it's very bountiful out there, and you just stop at 20. And then you're going to explore. So here is where it gets, well, here's the meat of the game. See this stack of cards? Yeah, that's a stack of cards right there. That's a big stack. And this can vary, actually, too. You can mix and match some cards in there and have a different flavor of a game if you want. Trust me, that's enough to last you a while. Anyway, each round, you're going to get a total of 7 cards. The way you do that is actually you draw 5 cards, pick 3 to keep, discard the others. Draw another 5 cards, pick 3 to keep, discard the other 2. And then you'll draw another one. It's a little different, plays a little different in multiplayer. But in solo, that's the way you do it. So then you're going to end up with 7 cards. And then you are going to want to decide what cards to keep. You got to pay for them. You got to pay the top left cost in fish. Remember, you got to keep enough fish to be able to lure cats off your island. So you're going to have to balance, like, oh, I really want that card, but if I do that, then I'm not going to have the fish to get the... Right? So you're going to have to balance that. And you got a variety of variety of cards here. So you got these ones essentially allow you to get treasure. Treasure is great. Treasure comes in all shapes and sizes that allow you to fill in little holes in your ship, because you build your puzzle, if you will. And you've got these purple ones. These are sort of anytime cards that give you lots of different variety of perks. These green ones, very important. The green ones represent your baskets. Remember, you had to have a basket per cat that you want to take off of the island. And these boots represent your speed, like how fast you get to that island. And so that's going to determine who gets to grab the first cat off the boat, which can be, or off the island, which can be very important, especially if you got like just the right color for just the right spot. You want to get to it before your sister does, right? Of course you do. Then these blue ones also are extremely important. So these are like your scoring cards. They're called lessons. When you purchase them, then you're going to put them off your side of your boat. And this is going to really determine the layout of your boat. It's going to determine what you're trying to accomplish here, what color of cats maybe you're trying to get, where you're going to want to put those color of cats. Because there's tons of these. And, you know, you've seen that deck. There's so many. You're going to get a huge variety. Every game is going to be very different. And so you're going to have to get ones that really work with, you know, first to give you a direction. And then later on in later rounds, you're going to want to only get ones that really complement the direction you've taken. So very cool, kind of over the course of the game, things are going to change, you know, especially in the early rounds. You're going to be kind of like wondering what direction to take, but that's going to all materialize as you play into the game. So anyway, after you have got your 7 cards, you've done exploring, you're going to read your lessons. That essentially, again, is playing those blue cards that you've purchased down. Those are going to score you points at the end of the game. And then you're going to rescue cats. Then for all of your baskets that you want to play, and you always got the one, you might want to play others, you are going to be able to rescue cats. And, however, you are going to be up against your sister. Your sister here is also going to score based on what you've done, how you've loaded your boats. She's going to score points based on her own goals. She always has these 3, and you can add more to taste if you want to make it a little more difficult, and I'm playing the hard game here. And she's going to score points just very generally per color of cat. And that's going to change. In this particular game, since I flipped this over in the first round, she's going to score 5 points for every blue cat on my boat. Probably going to want to avoid filling my boat with blue cats. Way to go, sister. Way to make me, like, say, oh, you're cute and all, but not this game. And you're going to go after a different colored cat because she's going to score for blue. Then the next round, you're going to flip over another one. And she's eventually going to go through all the colors of the cat. And the last round, you're going to reveal, well, I guess by the second round, you're going to know what the cat she's going to score at least for this game. 5 points for this one, 4 points for that, 3, 2, 1. Hopefully you get the idea. And that gets changed every game as well. So your sister is going to score very differently. And how she is going to challenge you and pull cats off that island is by flipping over these cards. This is going to determine how many cats she's going to pull off. 3 cats, because she's got 3 baskets. Wow, she's moving fast. 9 boots there. So she'd likely go first this turn. And she's going to grab cat number 4 and remove one of this type of treasure. So out here, she would swipe this cat, because left to right, that's cat number 4. That cat over there is cat number 8. So that's how she's going to be messing with us. We're going to go back and forth, taking cats off the island, rescuing cats. Then rare finds. So if you have any Oshax cards or brown cards, I didn't see any there that I drew, that allow you to get these cards, which are kind of like wild cats. You can make them any color you want. And treasure cards, those are here. You can play these, and that's how you can get these smaller. And the treasures are great for filling in little gaps and cracks in your whole scheme, and allow you to score and maximize your points. And then you're going to empty the fields. Any cats remaining out there, you're going to discard them, and then you're going to start over, drawing a new set of cats and going through that. And you're going to do this 5 times. At the end of those 5 rounds, the armies come, they destroy the island. You score your boat and see if you scored more points than your sister. Pause for effect. So if you couldn't tell already, I kind of adore this game. I mean, it started off on a great vibe anyway, because the designer, Frank West, who kickstarted this game, and I kind of found it by accident. I loved his previous game, The City of Kings. Saw this right when the Kickstarter was about to end, just and bought it. And it was due out only some months later, I think. And I thought to myself, that's not too far out. I can hang in there. You know, I'm not too thrilled with kickstarting games anymore, mainly due to the lateness in which they arrive. They never arrive on time. Frank West sends out an email close to Christmas, says, guess what? Isle of Cats is going to be here a couple months early. What? That does not happen, right? I mean, in Kickstarter land, everybody says, oh, it's going to be out in a year and a half. It's out in 2 years or months later. Things don't arrive on time, much less early. So kudos to you, Frank West. I get this game a couple months earlier than predicted through Kickstarter. Bravo. It can be done. And let's get into what I think about the game. So it was already a little bit lighter than I kind of anticipated. I bought it real quick, and then I looked more into the rules, and I thought, I enjoy heavier games, but I was still willing to give it a shot. And I think it comes in at like a 2.3 something and on BGG with the weight, which is very light. I mean, in my top 10 list of 2019, I think my lightest game, I only had one under 3. So, and it was like a 2.8 or something. So I didn't really know what to expect, if I was going to even like the game, if it was going to be according to my tastes. And, well, I'll tell you what, long story short, I did. Thematically, this game is it's a blast. You know, you're just saving cats from this island. And when you're playing solo, you're playing against your sister, who's going to score points based on how you do with your boat. She's got her own set of goals you got to kind of watch out for. And, I mean, she snatches cats off the island, too. Don't know where they go. There's a lot of positive things. Oh, maybe she puts them in a shelter. Or maybe that explains that very colorful fur coat she's wearing. Anyway, great theme. And I love how the AI is done. This game is done very well from, I've only played it twice, family mode, and that's all I've ever played it multiplayer. But I've played it, I think, over 10 times now, solo. And there's varying levels. I've played it a couple times and beat it on hard level, and so I've tried it on the very hard level and gotten spanked both times. But overall, the game just adds, with those variable difficulties, so much, because with those also comes this game that sort of develops over time. Many games you set up and you can kind of just, you come up with a strategy and you sort of just work that strategy based on that setup. And that's what, is great about variable setup games. And this one has a great element of that too. But also, while you're playing the game, it changes. There's certain things you find that your sister's going to score on certain colors of cats, but you don't know that from the beginning. You only know what color cat she's going to score the most points. You don't know what color cat she's going to score the least points. So you got to kind of hang. You don't want to dive into a color of cats too quickly, because you could get burned badly. And there's some other things too. You don't know what kind of cards you're going to be drawing. And there's this big stack of cards that you're going to draw. And you're going to go through not even or maybe about a third, I would guess. I don't know. And it's a huge stack. And you go through a fraction of it. And so you don't know each game what you're going to have to work with. If you're going to be going all treasures, or if you're going to get a ton of goals to be able to just pick and choose, or if you're going to be able to get some Oshaks, those wildcats, or this game has so much to such a, well, for the game, how easy it is to learn. It's got a great level of thinkiness to it that makes it, so it has this appeal to me, even though it's not as heavy as games that I tend to like. From a mechanical standpoint, this game just hums right along. It's very easy on the boards themselves. It's got it laid out so you can just see just what you need to do. I mean, it's not hard to remember anyway, but it's nice. It's just all you're not going to miss anything, because there's only a few steps to each round, and there's only 5 rounds. The game plays very quickly. I'm playing games now in a half hour to 45 minutes, closer to that half hour mark, I would say. and it's not a difficult game to set up and take down pretty quickly. I mean, easily with an hour can you take this box out, play a game on hard, and put it all away and boxed up within an hour. Easy. So the rulebook, I've heard some people haven't been too thrilled with the rulebook, saying there's some stuff like at the end of the rulebook that they wish was elsewhere, and I can kind of understand that, but at the same time too, I'm used to rule books that are fine print and 40 pages long, and there, it really counts. You got to if you don't get the right stuff in the right spots, you're just going to miss it, or you're not going to know to go back. You've already just spent an entire day going through the manual. This one's big print, small, and so I mean, there's no, it's just so easy to go through. It's hard to miss something in there. I mean, whether it's in the back of the book or the front of the book, this you just go through the whole thing, you're going to find it, and because it's an easy read. So I don't have a problem with the rule book at all. Solo wise, I very much enjoy the effort that was and the love that was put into this solo variant, and I'm seeing it more and more and becoming to trust more and more certain designers to do it. Like Chip Theory Games they're focused on the solo player. People, when I see David Turchi's name, I know that there's going to be some serious thought put into a solo variant. Frank West is now becoming that to me as well. The scoring is great, easy to do. You just run down this list. You just check off. All right, for the red cats, I scored this much. My sister scored this much. Blue cats, same thing. You're going down, and then you got your goals. The deck of cards that you go through has so many lessons, and the lessons are the objectives. Kind of the main thing of the game is to get the right lessons to score the most points at the end of the game. And there's so many of them, and also those lessons come in modules. So there's I think there's 8 per module. There's a basic set of lessons that you always have in every game, and then you can mix and match. You can take some out of the deck and add some in the deck between plays, and which consequently I think was another complaint about the game, was just people thought you had to do that every single time. You don't. I mean, like I said, you hardly go through. You don't go through half of the deck. You can cycle through the same deck over and over and over, and you're going to get a very deep, different experience each time. And then when you're I just kind of like a different flavor of goals, if you will, you can take some out and put some in, and now you've got a whole different feeling, as far as how you need to build your boat. So that's cool too, because it really challenges you. If you get into a certain way, you're I just kind of always build my boat this way. Well, not this time, because the lessons are steering you otherwise. Overall enjoyability, I love this game. Great game, great solo game, and especially those who like a lighter solo feel with a good level of thinkiness. Thank you so much for watching. Please let me know if you have any questions or comments. Just go ahead and put those down below. I'll check them out. And until next time, I'm Boardgamerants, and I'm out.